they were told not to covenant or marry the people of Canaan, and they did just that. So the union by default becomes a curse, just like you. You come from good Christian parents, you were raised properly, mannerly, decent, and you marry this person who claimed to be a Christian, claimed to be an apostle. Oh, let me go deep. Claimed to be a pastor. You marry them thinking you're going to be power couple, first lady, and bishop, whatever, only to learn that he was having affairs before you even got married. Only to learn that when you had your first child, there were two and three other women who had children simultaneously that he impregnated. This is the bishop. So now you kind of confused now, but you shouldn't be, because if you were listening to me, I said to you, don't pray for a bishop, don't pray for a Christian, don't pray for a pastor. What did Kevin tell you to pray for? Kevin said, pray the will of God. Why? Because if you believe God has a plan, and he does, then you're saying, I'm subject to your plans, Lord. Help me to be disciplined. Help me to have self-control, to wait on you. That's how you ought to be praying. Talking full with Boaz, talking full with prophetic this and that. And again, let me be clear. I ain't knocking them things. Those things are true and correct. What I'm saying to you, what should trump all of that, is the will of God for your life. That's the bottom line. The will of God for your life. That's what I prayed for. I said, God, I ain't going through this no more. I want the will of you. I ain't moving a step to let happen. Because I ain't going through this again. I ain't going through this emotional roller coaster. No. Mm-mm. See, listen to me here. You know when you're real with your life, write this down. Write this down. Type this in. A person is serious about their life when the will of God become priority in their life. That's when you're serious with life. Don't tell me you're serious with life now because you got a job and you don't. No. You're supposed to have a job. What are you talking about? No, you are serious about life when the will of God becomes priority for your life and in your life. That's when I serious about. That's how I know somebody's serious. Mm-hmm. That's how I know. But if you have no standards, the will of God, and you just do what you want to do, oh no, I don't want to do with you. No, I don't see where this is going. If you have no self-control to honor your Father, your Creator, who am I? I don't know why people fool themselves, See, again, Kevin is a realist. And I could sniff foolishness from a mile away, okay? My nose ain't big for nothing. I could smell it at least 4 miles away. When I smell foolishness coming, I go in the opposite direction because I don't entertain nonsense. Because I'm telling you, listen, the quality of your life. I say this when I do with the Humphreys Marriage Mechanics. This is a very noted quote that I make. I said, your connections will determine your direction. Don't we see that every day? Every day. Look at a person prior to getting married. Look at them now. Miserable, sad. This person who was so anxious to be married, desperate. Desperate. And why? When we really boil down, when you really boil it down, what were they desperate about? Well, they were desperate because all of their friends were getting married. They even questioned themselves, what about me? When am I going to? Marriage had nothing to do with working with someone to create better. Marriage had nothing to do with we want to raise children to be great contributors to society and the world, raise preachers, teachers. That had nothing to do with it. What it had to do with them was the fact that all of my friends are getting married and I'm not married. So they're crying isn't that I want to be a good wife or a good husband to someone. They're crying isn't that I want to have blessed kids and really raise them to be world changers. None of that. The crying and mourning is the fact that Mary and Susan and Sally and Betty and Ann, those got married and they didn't get married. And that's what they're crying about. I'm crying because they got married before me. Now, do you think they will admit that? Oh, no. That'll never happen. No. So you see, this young man, listen to me, young women too. These are the superficial things you're yoking yourself to. You're yoking yourself to these superficial stuff. And that's why I'm telling you, these teachings are to make you look deep. Look before you leap. Don't listen. God forbid, I should have mentioned this from day one. God forbid you are sexually active with that person and you are getting married to them. Jesus, Lord have mercy. I don't know what to tell you at this point because one of the greatest poisons to a relationship prior to marriage is sex.